With Riot Games' recent release of Gekko, that made me think, how many agents do we have now? Let's take a look, and we have 21? Holy shit. After carefully examining every single agent with my team, we compiled the top 5 best Valorant agents. For our first agent, it's going to be Ashra. Ashra's ability is being able to go in and out of astral form by pressing your ultimate ability button. In astral form, you can place up to 4 stars anywhere on the map. You start with at least 1 star per round, and buying more will cost you $150 per star. With Ashra stars, you can use one of her 3 abilities. Her gravity well, which pulls in any enemies in the area to the center, and when it explodes, it'll make all the players trapped vulnerable. This can be used very selflessly or work extremely well in team play. Her Nova Pulse, which concusses any enemies in the area, or her Nebula, where you can place a beautiful Nebula smoke down for 14 seconds. And here's one little trick you can use with Ashra's Nebula. If you place a star down and pull it back, it will recharge and you can use it again. But what it also does is place a smoke down for a few seconds. This allows you to do some cheeky outplays. And finally, her Cosmic Divide, which takes 7 orbs to get. To use it, you go into astral form and right click at the point where you want it to start. You can angle it however you like, and you left click to activate. When activated, a huge nebula wall gets placed across the entire map. You or the enemies can't hear through the wall unless they are super close. Bullets don't go through, but abilities do, so be careful. The best part about Ashra's kit is how versatile it is. You're able to help out yourself and your teammates from any point of the map, not to mention the infinite amount of combination plays that you're able to do with her abilities. As a Radiant controller main, she is easily my favorite and the best controller in Valorant, allowing you to solo carry your whole team as long as she is played correctly. And conveniently enough, Ashra is my 5th most played agent in competitive, which is why we're putting her at the number 5 spot. Next up, we have Killjoy. Killjoy is a tech geek that uses her robots in battle. Her first ability is her Nanoswarm. They cost $200 each and is a grenade that upon activation activates a deadly molly. Her second ability is her Alarm Bot, which costs $200 as well. When an enemy gets in range, it activates like an alarm and makes the enemy vulnerable. This can be used very well in combination with the Nanoswarms. Her neutral or third ability that you start with every round is her Turret. When placed, it mounts on a 180-degree view cone. When it sees an enemy, it starts shooting. Overall, her utility is extremely well, but one tiny thing about it is if you go out of range, her turret and alarm bot will go down. And finally, her lockdown. It takes 8 orbs to get and locks down the entire area. Any enemies standing in range after the countdown will get detained and can't move or shoot. With Chamber's nerf, it places Killjoy easily as the best sentinel. You can play her in several different ways and is super easy to hard carry your team. That's why she's going to be number 4 on this list. For our third agent on this list, it's going to be Gekko. With Gekko's release at the start of this act, he has taken over the ranked lobbies. Let's go over his abilities first. His first ability is Mosh Pit. When thrown, it duplicates across a large area, and after a short delay, it explodes. Even if the enemy has bought armor, as long as they are in the center of the molly, it will kill them in one burst. His second ability is Wingman. Wingman has 2 different modes. Either you can send him out in a straight line, and if he sees any enemies, he'll concuss them, or if you're carrying the bomb, you can right click on the bomb site and he will plant the bomb for you. But be careful, if Wingman isn't protected, he can still die to enemy mollies and gunfire pretty easily. His neutral or third ability is his Dizzy. If Dizzy sees an enemy while being thrown out, he will unleash Plasma Blast at the enemy's line of sight, and in return will blind them for a few seconds. Dizzy's flash is super overpowered, but can be broken with 1 bullet super easily. And finally, his ultimate, Thrash. After just 7 orbs, you link with Thrash's mine and steer him through the enemy territory. You can activate a lunge forward, which explodes and detains any enemies in a small radius. Although, just like all his other abilities, Thrash can be broken, but he's just a bit more tankier. My favorite feature about Gekko is how you can re-pick up his ability and use it again in the same round. After using Wingman, Dizzy, or Thrash, an orb will drop in the location it ended, and you can pick it up, which will allow you to use the ability again after a short 10-second delay. Even though Gekko has only been out for a few weeks and will most likely get nerfed soon, he is currently the best initiator in the game. That's why he's going to be number 3 on our list. Coming up next is Jett, arguably the best agent in the game, but I still think my number 1 tops her. Jett's first ability is Cloudburst. You can have up to 2 and they cost $200 each. When thrown, it instantly releases a projectile that expands into a brief vision blocking cloud on impact with any surface. Her second ability is her Updraft. You can have up to 2 and they cost $150 each. When activated, it instantly propels you high into the air, making it incredibly easy to scale anywhere on the map. Her neutral ability is her Tailwind, or as most people call it, her Dash. You activate to prepare a gust of wind for a limited time. When you use the ability again, it'll propel Jett in the direction she is moving. If she is standing standing still, it propels you forward. And finally, her ultimate, Bladestorm. After 7 orbs, you get 5 incredibly accurate throwing dives. They do 50 damage each, with a headshot doing 150. After each kill, it resets and goes back to 5 knives. You left click to throw the daggers one at a time, and right click to throw them all at once. All of her utility used together work extremely well, making her one of the best duelists in the game. Most players like to combine Jett's abilities with the knob, since you can take a shot, dash away, and re-peek from a completely different angle. This is why she's going to be number 2 on our list. Closing off our list with the best agent in the game, without a doubt, is Reyna. Almost every single game you play, you will encounter a Reyna player, and they are always the most friendly and encouraging teammates. Reyna is one of the easiest agents to master, and is the easiest duelist to hard carry on. You can basically do anything you want on this agent. Lurk, entry, bait, and I guarantee your team will be super nice to you. Let's go over her abilities first. Her first ability is her Leer. It has an infinite range and causes a near sight to any enemies looking at it. Now her next 2 abilities are kill based. After damaging an enemy before they die or killing them, you have the choice between Reyna's Devour or Dismiss on the enemy's soul orb. It stays up for 3 seconds, so make your decision quick. If you use Devour, it rapidly heals you for a short duration, and you can go up to 150 HP. However, health gained through this exceeding 100 will decay over time. If you use Dismiss, you become invincible for a few seconds. However, you can't shoot back, but it allows you to reposition and get the jump on your enemy. And finally, her ultimate, Empress. It instantly turns you into a frenzy, increasing firing, equip, and reload speed dramatically. You also have infinite charges of soul harvest abilities. Whenever you kill an enemy, it instantly heals you up, and you can still use the soul orb to dismiss. This ultimate makes Reyna's probability of winning a 1vx drastically higher. That's why at the top of our list, we're going to be putting Reyna. Well, that's my top 5 list. Do you agree or disagree? Comment your opinion below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and as always, see you in the next one.